Che. We babe. But this time, it's motherfucking Friday. Can I get a in the chat? Amadar. We back in better. Today we're doing ranking NFL teams based on their likelihood to go to the Super Bowl week one. So I'm gonna come back and watch this video and probably pin clips from this video and shit and mention where I'm wrong, where I was right. And we're gonna go like that. Alright, so for right away, I have a very strong Super Bowl contention team that I think if they beat the Bills on Sunday, they will be the Super Bowl champions. And that is the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson's not sitting down, he's not laying down. With that being said, Saquon Barkley versus Baltimore Ravens. The Birds. Battle of the Birds. Battle of the Birds. Alright. Contenders. The people that will go to play these two teams have amazing seasons. Just kind of canter out at the end. Right away, I have to let you know something, that this is the year of the Bronco. This is the year of the Bronco. Bo Nix, incredible turnaround last year as a rookie. Sean Payton there. No doubt in my mind that defense keeps it rolling and keeps it going. After that, I'm probably thinking the Lions, but I'm probably wrong in saying the Lions. I almost want to say that I have a surprise team that's going to be in there from the NFC, and I think it will be the Washington Commanders with their acquisition of Deebo Samuel, letting go of Brian Robinson Jr. I mean, I don't know what all happened behind the scenes, but definitely something to keep an eye on with them bringing Deebo Samuel in and then moving Eckler to RB1 is just crazy. Now, another surprise contender that I want to throw in there, not just a hometown favorite or nothing. The Green Bay Packers with the draft pick of Matthew Golden, man. Matthew Golden, we just brought in Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys. And our defense lost to Jair Alexander, but we are replacing with McKinney's, Eric Stokes, a bunch of people that are just very fast and very unique, you know what I'm saying, in their own ways. That's why I believe they're a contender team. Now we'll do 4 teams for the contenders, 2 AFC, 2 NFC, and my second AFC that has a chance to get there, always will have a chance, is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals, only because they're just electrifying, and Joe Burrow is not a losing quarterback, so they always have a chance to go. Now, this is a great time to expand on the Kansas City Chiefs. Great organization, great coaching, not questioning any of that. What I had to get a little specific with you guys about is that the Kansas City Chiefs are not a team that has everything going for them as of week one. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be muddy. Of course, they'll turn it around once they get Rashee Rice back after a 6-game suspension. Xavier Worthy will probably be a, you know what I'm saying, fantasy wide receiver 2 or 3 this year. Just having that Patrick Mahomes winning DNA as your centerpiece. You know, Travis Kelce's got a little bit of dumb stuff off field with that Taylor Swift girl. So I feel like their season ends somewhere along the lines of against the Ravens, or maybe even a Bengals knocks them down as payback for years past. Now, potential wild cards. Well, I guess I'd have more playoff teams. I'm going to do, so I went from 2 to 4. I'll put 6 here in the playoffs. Another playoff team right away, Minnesota Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. They will cruise by, and they will get there with Justin Jefferson and company, Aaron Jones Jr. as well. I'm also going to put the Lions here. The Lions for the past couple years have been so fucking impressive. 17-1 season 2 seasons ago. Last season, barely missed the championship game. So with that being said, they'll definitely be a playoff team. I just don't know if Dan Campbell and all of them have that in them, you know. So with that being said, yeah, we're gonna go Vikings. I think the whole NFC North, except for the Bears, are gonna have just amazing seasons out of there. All right, moving on to our 4th playoff team. A surprise. Out of the Midland, Big Texans, C.J. Stroud, getting rid of Stephon Diggs last season. Not the worst play, though. Nico Collins will be wide receiver 1 of the entire league this year after barring all injuries last year. and that'll be it. So we have the Texans, Lions, Vikings, and Chiefs as our playoff teams. I'm also going to throw the Bills in there. You know the Bills will always be somewhat competitive, and I believe at the end of the season they will be that team. And my last playoff team is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after losing Brady, have looked nothing short of successful. A good passer off of the torch to Baker Mayfield. This will be a great season for Tampa Bay, and they will lose somewhere to either Green Bay or to fucking, Eagles. Potential wild cards. Now, this is one I wanted to mention a couple years ago with Aaron Rodgers there, but the terrible quarterbacking in New York has just come to an end. They finally got Justin Fields. I believe that offensive line has improved as of last year, as a comparative to last year. They also have a lot of like Sauce Gardners and Garrett Wilsons that all over the field that just electrify week in and week out. They will have a chance to go to the playoffs this year. Probably end up losing that chance to a team like Tennessee. Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard. That offense is very well-rounded, very unique. Say 3 different types of players, 3 different types of play styles. It's almost like Washington, just a bunch of fucking freak athletes, but sometimes them names don't always show up. Now, I'm going to go with another potential wild card as in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Only because the Jacksonville Jaguars are unique as fuck by taking Travis Hunter. A player that can play offense and defense, which they'll probably find out by week 3 or 4 if he can do that or which side he's better on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to make sure he's in the best place possible to succeed and help their program. I think they'll sneak in. Clearly, we have to put San Francisco in there. They're always going to be fighting Irish, you know what I'm saying? They're always going to be fighting everyone up here. But San Francisco's going to have a tough season this year, one of the toughest schedules. I'll let them fight it out. CMC is an unsure thing, but if CMC's here, I would definitely put them up here, actually. They're a playoff team for sure show. Potential wild card, Dallas Cowboys. Great game won last night against the Eagles. Thursday Night Football to start the season out. I took Javonte Williams with like my 9th, 10th round pick, and he ended up having 2 touchdowns. You just never know with the NFL these days. These guys are all paid millions of dollars, and some of them like to play harder than the others. I want to say the Seahawks, but they're kind of they got rid of DK and Tyler Lockett. They just got Kenneth Walker, who can't stay healthy all year, led by Sam Darnold that I just have no idea if he's even good. The Vikings are a fluke for sure. So instead of him, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the LA Rams, Devontae Adams. Acquisition of him with Puka Nacua. Matt Stafford really isn't the greatest fit for that system anymore just because of his age, but he's been nothing but successful in LA, so I'm going to let them have a potential wild card here. Now we're going to go to missing the playoffs. Right away, we're going to be going to missing the playoffs for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders is fire. The league, especially defensive linemen and edge rushers, they just do not like young black quarterbacks. He will be sacked probably about 4 times a game, if not hurt by week 3. Then they'll be pushing around Joe Flacco's and different other type of stuff. Deshaun Watson's. So we're going to let that be there. I'm also going to go with a surpriser. The Arizona Cardinals will miss the playoffs because of the sophomore slump from Marvin Harrison Jr. There's not a lot of equity there in receiving. Trey McBride's fired. James Conner's just fucking, I don't even know. Trey Benson's not the best backup. They're going to have it. What up, Lanco 273? Appreciate you, bro. Nah, missing playoff team number 3 is going to be the Oakland, a.k.a. Las Vegas Raiders. Now, sorry. Oakland Raiders will miss the playoffs only because they're just not a team set up for a winning culture. They're pretty much like a filler team in the NFL just to get these fuckers like traded and like I don't know, like they wouldn't trade Jacoby Myers when he requested a trade, so they're like only waiting till when a trade like positively affects them. And I just think that's just not winning culture there. Oakland Raiders won't be in the playoffs for like 2-3 years. Another team missing the playoffs this year, the Los Angeles Chargers. They're just not. They're just not a football team that I can see succeeding, you know what I'm saying, offensively, besides the rush game with Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. They got Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson, Trey Harris. I mean, they're just not really a team that I see, like, beating teams through the air and then rushing on, you know what I'm saying, 1, 2nd, and 3rd down, you know what I'm saying, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. Like, I just can't see it. So, for that fact, the San Diego Chargers, a.k.a. Los Angeles Chargers, will be missing the playoffs this year. As well as the New York Giants, who recently pulled in Russell Wilson instead of signing Aaron Rodgers. Don't know what the hell's going on. Sterling Shepard shipped off to Tampa Bay. I mean, it looks like Darius Slayton, Cody Bellinger, or whatever his name is, dude, the tight end and shit. Tyrone Tracy Jr. and a couple other offensive people I couldn't name. They'll all be there missing the playoffs together and shit. Another team that's missing the playoffs will be the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan Robinson and Drake London cannot do it themselves with Michael Penix. The tight end game with Kyle Pitts there has always been shit. It's just like, I don't know if anyone even goes to Atlanta to win besides Todd Gurley. But yeah, we're gonna have to let this rock right here. These are my 6 teams that will not make the playoffs at all, guaranteed. Now, mediocre at best, I'm going to have to say this. After releasing George Pickens, letting Deontay Johnson go, and then no one picking him back up, you've now put your receiving room at a huge disadvantage. But then you bring in DK Metcalf. So you have DK Metcalf and a couple other receivers there, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember if a lot of them boys are, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if a lot of them boys they're going to be a 500 team for sure. They'll go like 8-8. They'll go 9-8, and they'll be a potential wild. You know what? Instead of the Jaguars, we're going to put the Steelers there in the Jaguars spot. Just because they are a potential wild card, especially with Aaron Rodgers going on in his last little wind here. I definitely want them fighting for his spot and then going deep into playoffs to maybe even a Super Bowl favorite. Mediocre at best. The worst team in the league. I don't got to say much about the New Orleans Saints. Rattler, Olave, Kamara. That's about all you got over there. I mean, Rashid Shaheed is pretty decent. We're going to go move on to the Indianapolis Colts, who decided to bench AR and draft. Maybe not even draft. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but Anthony Richardson ain't the quarterback, and I don't like that. Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, good players. Josh Downs, good player. Defense is pretty horrible, besides a couple of receivers. Now we're going to move on to the Bears, who are mediocre at best always. Caleb Williams paints his nails. Just has a bunch of dumb shit going on off the field. Doesn't practice hard or just like seem like a person that genuinely wants to win a Super Bowl or even be in a playoff game. So we're going to leave them there mediocre at best. Young but intriguing team. I'm going to start here with the Miami Dolphins. After they went and grabbed 5 or 6 new defensive players that are going to be starting week 1. Watched the final preseason game. It was like 4 or 5 of them were switching out of different spots, kind of figuring out their last little tweaks and stuff. Who's going to be, you know what I'm saying, defensive end or interior or even move up to their... Oh, shit. Oh, thank you. It saved my shit. Oh, my gosh. I'd have been so upset. All right, we're going to move on to the Seattle Seahawks. Number 1 pick contention. Oh, the worst teams in the league. We're going to go with the Seattle Seahawks at our number 1 pick contention out of these 3 teams. Just because I feel like Cooper Kupp is not Seattle material. Like, he's just not like a player that I could see on a football field in Seattle. Just like eating like a dog, you know what I'm saying? Just making catches like fucking Julian Edelman did at the end of his career. Just like, I just have them being the worst players in the league every week. just I don't know. Maybe I'm very wrong. Maybe they're very good and stuff with Cooper Cup and I don't even know anybody else. Oh, Jackson Smith. Yeah, Jackson Smith's pretty good, but nah. Now this is where I wanted to bring my Patriots. Potential wild cards with the acquisition of Stephon Diggs. I wanted to put them as a playoff team for sure, but I had too many already. You can't have 15 playoff teams. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't look right and shit. So I wanted to make sure this all looked right. But yes, another young but intriguing team is the Carolina Panthers. They traded away Adam Thielen and got Tillman, a couple of young receivers. What's the other kid's name? McMillan. You know what I'm saying? Totoro and stuff like that. Like they've got a couple of picks here, especially with Bryce Young being able to develop with these younger receivers like Jordan Love is doing with, you know what I'm saying, the Jaden Reeds and the Dontavian Wickses and the Doobses and the Christian Watsons, now Matthew Golden, is what they're going to be doing here with a lot of the Carolina receivers. Then they got Jalen Coker, who was injured in IR for the start of the season. This guy will be good. Now I'm going to go ahead and let it be how it is right here. I'm not going to make any changes. I wanted to see if anyone had any other. I could view the community rank here. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys just kind of look at this for a second. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to pause it quick because I want to see what this view community rank is. I want to see maybe if it shows like someone else's shit before to destroy mine. So go ahead and pause it here if you want. This is the Super Bowl favorites. Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles for me. The Super Bowl contenders will be the Broncos, the Commanders, Packers, and Bengals. Playoff teams for sure for me that I have pretty much locked in. It's going to be Kansas City, Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, Buffalo Bills, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the potential wild cards, these were a little bit touchier, you know what I'm saying? I just came back and threw one in there and stuff. So I'm going to go New York Jets, Tennessee Titans, Dallas Cowboys, LA Rams, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the New England Patriots. My New England Patriots this year, I'm for sure thinking they're going to the Super Bowl every year, but you know what I'm saying? You can't do them in like that. Now, missing the playoff for sure. Missing playoffs, just kind of going to Cancun a little earlier than expected this year. Cleveland Browns, Arizona Cardinals, Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers, New York Giants, and the Atlanta Falcons. You can go back to previous parts in the video if you want to see me explain about the Atlanta Falcons missing the playoffs. Mediocre at best teams. Jacksonville Jaguars just didn't do nothing in the offseason. Still got ETN Jr. at running back. They got 3 running backs and shit in the fucking same spot in the fantasy drafts. The worst team in football, which it probably should be contender. I guess, you know, contention could be like that. Contention could be like they're just like one of these two teams. I mean, even probably have to put the Seahawks up here. Yeah, late change. Seahawks are mediocre at best. Not going to be the worst team in the league. That's my bad. Like, none of these, I couldn't see any of these teams being the worst team in the league except for this. So, yeah, so then the young but intriguing, I explained the Dolphins' defense situation. Not much changing on their offense, but a change being number one. Then we got Carolina Panthers. So if you want to go back and look at any of these and shit, click in earlier parts of the video. I want to click this community rank thing and just see what it says for, like, maybe connected to my shit. Oh. I don't know. Oh, this is the community rank? Super Bowl contenders. So they put a lot of people in there versus mine. See, if I go back to mine, like I don't have a lot of people up here. I was trying to keep it a stack with them. That's interesting. Damn, they got the Steelers as Super Bowl contenders. Lions. Okay, I like this list, but I don't like the Seahawks. Anyone with the Seahawks above happy. Oh, they challenged their they changed their shit. Okay, that makes sense. All right, chat. This is gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up real quick. I'll have a couple more out today and stuff. I'm live all day. It's Friday. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's Capo. Nice music. Love y'all.